Okay, hello everyone, this is Lynx-Tetsu. Someone on my stream the other week, I honestly forgot, Singer, I'm sorry, asked me to do a video to explain how just boosters work with energy recovery and everything else. So just to jump right into it, because each generation is different, I will be doing Gen 1 and Gen 2 in this, at least hopefully, short video that should explain how basically all of it works. And from there, you should be able to figure the rest out from Gen 3 and afterwards. So just to start, as you all know, your generator has a maximum charge, which is how much energy you have. The booster has a boost power and charge drain. For the boost power portion, based on the boost power of the booster, as well as the weight of your AC, as well as your legs, this screen here for performance is going to give you a boost ability. This only increases in even thousands. Let me just lower that. So it's saying, so this only increases in even thousands. So there are times where increasing the booster power for the cost of energy isn't good if the booster power, if the boost ability doesn't increase. This is a Gen 1 only stat. I believe you get another one called Rising Power later on. I'm honestly not sure because I never look at this screen. I typically go for the strongest booster, but if you're trying to min-max it, that is a good example of how to really help you there. As well as, even if you put a lightweight booster for boost ability, have like 1,000 or 2,000 boost ability, depending on your legs, you may be able to run faster. Even here, I think that technically moving speed is faster running, but not good at dodging. As for basically how it works, the generator said has 34,000 max energy. The booster's energy drain is 7,000. So just it drains 7,000 energy a second when it's on. So you have about 5 seconds on the ground. When you're flying, it uses twice as much energy in Gen 1. So you're using twice as much energy in the air, so 14,000 a second, which will cut your time in half. The energy comes back based on your used energy points. So you basically take your total output, take the energy away, and this basically gives you 5,000 energy back every single second. Very easy to calculate. Where it gets different here is the charge red zone, which is what percent of this max charge has the red bar. Boost being used in this red zone costs half, but you also lose about 40% of your output. So if you're not using energy weapons, in theory, a large red zone can help you just permanently fly and boost slightly better. But if you're using energy, anything that uses energy weapons, that is not reduced by that red zone. Also, the red zone has something to do with how fast the energy comes back if you basically completely bust the actual generator, considering that the red zone bar fills up slower. In rare circumstances, never going to have to do it. If you're using energy weapons on a high red zone, it may make sense just to tip it over to get it to refill faster, so you can keep doing it and just using jumping maneuvers, because the first like 10 games you have great air control even without energy. Well, this is it for AC1. Give me a second to boot up AC2, because AC2, while it generally works the same way, has a slightly different quirk to it, which I will explain while it's loading. So in Armored Core 2, your energy output is glitched and is capped by your booster's energy drain. So not only is your booster charge, or the charge drain, whatever it's called in this game, how much you lose every second while boosting on the ground. Hold on 1 second, cat wants out. Sorry about that. See, something if I had any ability to edit videos I could probably cut out. You wouldn't have to wait for this. Hell, it's not even showing the damn game right now, so it's probably important. You're gonna... There it goes. Let me just load one of these, doesn't matter. So, as I was saying, the energy output is glitched in Armored Core 2, and it's capped by what your charge drain is. So the example being here is that, let's say this AC here should have about 7,000 output a second. But because the charge drain on this booster is 5,000, you are only getting 5,000. Now if this was only about a 2,000 excess, I would still only be getting a 2,000 energy back every second. It is not, you're only getting this, it's just capped at this charge drain, which is the caveat here that confuses a lot of people. So in theory, if I use this one and the weight was fine, I would be getting all 7,000 back from this. So just to show this, let's go, I mean I can still actually, so let's see, what's the lowest booster? So let's grab this 4300 output booster. I can just take the car, I'll take this pulse cannon off. So notice that I'm going to have a charge cap of 34,000. So in theory, with the about 7,500 excess, it should fill back up in 5 seconds. But because I have the booster that's at 4,300, opposed to being the like 5 seconds, it's going to take more about 7 or 8 seconds. As for how much the booster energy is used, it's the same as before. Normal on the ground for every second. Actually, it seems to be a bit better in this game. It's quite nice. I was saying that's just the whole point about this. It's not always necessarily straight. Oh, right. This file's got Human Plus. It's not going to act the same. Well, that makes more sense then. Human Plus completely defeats the... Human Plus gives you a flat energy recovery and everything else on it. I may have to load it. I have like 5 copies of this emulator. That also goes to show you that Human Plus works better. And ignores the cap, because I actually wasn't sure about that. I just played the game and never really paid attention. I honestly don't even know if this one is Human Plus or not. It might. Well, one way to find out. And I'm not going to cut this out because I made a mistake. Yep. Well, either way, just to go over the same thing, everything else on there is really the same, minus the booster capping your energy. At this point, I'm not going to start changing through like the 9 versions of this emulator I have, because it caps how many files you can have. So you can try it out or yourself with that knowledge. Should work the same way as AC1 minus the fact that the booster charge drain caps your energy. Which, considering that if you're using energy weapons, that means that it's actually a benefit to use the more drainy boosters, is actually quite some good knowledge to know, because a lot of people trying to save energy are probably going to go with the much lower drain boosters, and it's not going to help. As for AC3, while the energy doesn't have an issue, the booster power is capped at 20k, which will only be an issue when you're trying to use the back wake boosters from Silent Line, which will basically, as long as you math it out, if you're okay with the weight and are only focusing using the arm weapons, can be beneficial for boosting very fast for less energy, but it's kind of awkward. And AC Nexus and Last Raven, again, the energy parts of it all work very similar, but the booster heat's a bit different, because the booster heat is also combined with the like actual passive passive the outgoing heat with your generator. And then I believe also when the booster's first being turned on, there's also a certain extra percentage added on, so that actually trying to like rapidly flutter the boost to permanently fly actually builds up the heat faster, but then goes down to what it says on the booster once it's actually being held. Well, I hope you enjoyed this train wreck of a video, because like always, I don't script these, I don't plan them out beforehand, I just record and say it because can't edit videos, and no one honestly is probably going to care if I spend 3 hours to get the perfect recording here, because you get the information anyway. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.